without further ado, we're going to start talking about transforming your business with AI marketing. Curious to hear what this is all about. So, Mr. Rook, you can take it away.
I shall. So, hey, first of all, I want to thank you all for showing up. It's an honor. It's an honor. Thank you, obviously, Lane. Thank you very much for letting me, to kind of play here in our space, because I'm a member and I love the network. It's a lot of fun. So, I'm excited that y'all chosen to spend some time with me. There's gonna be some things. I'll just kind of set some expectations here. I want to give you something real quick first. There is, if you go to gamechangerplans.com/AI, and I put it in chat. If you go there, you can download this work guide. So if you can take a hot minute and do that, I have a prepared, what I call my quick start guide for how to utilize ChatGPT, really focusing on chat. I'll tell you the different technologies we focus around. But this is going to be really, really important. So here's what I want to do. First of all, we're going to have fun. I just want to say that it's all about fun. Look, if you're going to do business, I say this all the time, like we're all entrepreneurs, right? We're kind of crazy entrepreneurs, which is a good thing. And I love doing business with other entrepreneurs, because when you're on the roller coaster and you're the only one screaming with your hands up, you look weird. So at least we get to do it together. So we're going to have a lot of fun together today. This is going to be, I want you to ask questions. I think you'll feel the rhythm when it's the right. I'm going to stop a lot for, got any questions and all that kind of stuff. And I'm going to give some at the end as well. What I'm going to give you, for the best of my interpretation, is I'm going to give you something ridiculously complete. This guide that you're downloading is a complete thing. And I'll explain to that, meaning it answers and it shows you exactly how to do things. This time together, I like to kind of go over some of it. I like to talk a little bit, I would say, what I use is pro tips. We do a lot of pro tips of how we use things. And I want to hear kind of some scenarios. What are you working on? So I can actually give you advice. Is that cool? Okay, because what I want you to walk out of this is I want you to see how you can leverage AI to your level of comfort zone to enhance what you're doing. Right? That's it. And it could be a little, it could be a lot. And quite frankly, and I say this a lot, and we've been focused, me and Joe, and Joe's one of my teammates, and I love you, Joe. You're so freaking awesome. And if y'all have any questions about what else we do, Joe's your man. He can tell you what that is. People like doing business with people doing business. And what I find working with small companies and solopreneurs is that a lot of times there's busyness internally, like working on things in the background, and we never give the audience proper heads up or proper information. You know what I mean? Y'all have promotions like posts, social media posts, emails, newsletters that you should put out there, but you don't get to, right? Because you're hustling through the business. Am I right? So what I want you to do is I want you to look at AI from a perspective as a junior, meaning someone that's a part of your team that you work with. It doesn't do things for you, that you work with to get these busy things done out of your head, on paper, and executed. And the way you leverage this stuff will allow you to think differently. So we use AI in everything we do for the most part. Hold on, let me say this. I'm a 28-time best-selling author, and I really, really wish I had chat a long time ago. When I talk AI, I'm really talking ChatGPT for this, because I'm beautifully dyslexic. I mean, I am so freaking talented. It's hilarious. And you'll hear me a lot of times talk to my computer. My computer's all automated because reading and writing is really difficult. So one of the things, and my team loves the fact, and this is the number one things that I use chat for, is proofing. It's like for grammar and spelling. It's not grammar and all that kind of stuff. From that, I can tell you my team is so like, yes, we love this thing. So whether you use it as a great proofer or expanding it from an idea perspective, or even more important, challenge what you're doing to get an outside perspective, it's an incredible thing to work with. And I almost said person. So here's another full disclosure. I love robots. And anybody who knows me, do y'all like Star Wars? Anybody like Star Wars here? Okay, if you, not to distract you, if you go to the best Star Wars collection ever.com, that's me. It's 1,400 square feet in my main house across the garden. And it's all the toys, all robots. I'm way vested in robots. My ChatGPT name is Virtu. It named itself. And so I don't always call it a thing, because I don't know, I think that's weird. Once it names itself, I kind of got to go, all right, I got to treat you a little bit differently. So I'm going to share with you a couple things. I'm going to share with you a little bit about me and our background as a company. I'm not going to go deep into it. I'm not going to drag you through my resume and all that kind of stuff. And we're going to go right to work. And I want to make sure, did everybody get a chance to download my quick start guide? Thumbs up. Let me see it all. Are we good? Okay, good. If you have any troubles, email Joe or in my personal need. If you put it, see my name, it says Rook. If you put an @ sign in the middle of that, that literally is my email. And I personally answer my emails, rook@rook.com. I own my name. It sounds weird, but I do. So a little bit about me. First, I'm an artist. Can you tell? I'm an artist privately trained since the 3rd grade. I have really freaking cool parents and they really, supported me. I'm also a lover of technology. I have 10 inventions. I got a patent. It's all in the tech space. And so I've always merged technology and art. And if you understand marketing, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And I'll show you from my main company. This is what I do every day. And I get to play in this space, and Joe plays with us too, and other teammates, which is cool. My company, my main company is called Blink. It's a full service marketing advertising firm. I started about 22 years ago. We're a powerful combination of creative and business. Here's some brands that, and intellectual property we've worked with. You recognize them. Here's what they say about us. Actually, this is where I got my coin from, a phrase of art and business combined, is when I was working on a Disney project with Chris Salter. And so these are some cool brands. And one of the things that we do, and these are some great words they say about us, and I'm just going to show you one of these. Everything we do is market research first. And if you know case studies, these are real case studies because it talks about money it makes, talks about how we actually did it. We use a strategy and then we get the results. So that's kind of the background of what, that's all I need to show you about my background. Just understand we are a full service marketing advertising agency. And one of the things that we do is we combine branding, marketing, and sales. So as we play together and I speak to you, understand I have all those things in my head. Because in today's world, it's not just about the top level stuff from branding that gets you results. And it's not just the reaches and impressions from marketing. And it's not just the sales that don't care about usually the other two. It's got to be a combined effort, at least from a psychological and a brand and audience experience. That's so vital. So everything I'm going to show you has that philosophy in mind. That's really, really important. So we've done a couple of cool things. So I'm going to get into it. Is that okay? We ready to play? Okay. So as we do this, feel free to take your notes. This is being recorded, so I'm sure you're going to get the recording as well. This is part of the library. I love it for V5O. But do take your notes. And then if you have questions and it's on topic, you know, I'm going to give space for that, but also write them down as we go through. Since we are recording it, go ahead and write it down. And then I'm going to have some good Q&A at the end. Okay. So what I'm going to do, since we all have this in our hands, I'm going to hit some of my, what I feel are the most important things. And again, this is why it's important for you to also interact and have questions so that everybody here gets your answers that you need today to move forward. All right, so this is the pretty cover. It's pretty cool. So this is kind of what I was saying earlier. So here, now this is real. This is real. So this is our intellectual property. We, you know, obviously we have the rights. I am giving you a non-exclusive right to use this to further a business. I want you to succeed. Do honor this, because this really has produced real money, real results, and it makes millions and millions of dollars, the processes that we use. And I got about 90 of these formulas that I've developed over the last couple of decades. Do not, please, teach it, share it, repurpose it. You know, it is our IP that we've created, tested, and proven out every day. Okay, so I got everybody's support on that, please. I'm looking. All right, cool. Because when you protect me, I can give you the world, and I love that. So this is the lesson. We're here. I'm going to cover this spread, this one page. I'm going to zoom in. Don't worry about it. So I'm going to start out with a couple things, and this is kind of what I like to do to hit some quick questions. I'm going to go to the technology. When we use, so ChatGPT, it's kind of like becoming the Kleenex. Now, Kleenexes are different tissues. It's become the thing. So chat is, and it's also integrated to a lot of things. So it's kind of fair to have that attitude. AI is also a thing that's kind of like Kleenex. So it's being thrown around here and there. And it's none of it's wrong. It's just understand when we talk about that, it's sometimes in a very general situation. In this specific context, for this specific guide, we're talking about ChatGPT 4, the one that you paid. And we're going to be talking about with imagery, Adobe Stock. Because Adobe Stock, and I'll hit this real quick, Dolly, and I Mid Journey, all that stuff I play with. Adobe stock for businesses generically give us the best real images. If you're doing an illustrative stuff, you're doing experimental, go right into the generative stuff. So I just want to share that with you. With ChatGPT 4 and Adobe stock, you can create any promotion you want if you mix in Canva or what I like, Creative Cloud, Adobe Creative Cloud, and Design specifically. With that, you have all the tools here. So when I'm talking about this, this all works within that. Make sense? So I want to read the room here. So I want you to hold, everybody hold your hand up. Okay, just keep it up, put it down when the answer doesn't apply. You use ChatGPT, you've used ChatGPT before. If you have, keep it up. If you haven't, put it down. So you haven't, that's okay. You use it at least, let's say, once a week. Keep it up if it's at least once a week. Okay, once a day. At least once a day. Okay, once an hour. I'm not gonna go much more than that. So okay, so y'all use a lot. Okay, so that's cool. So if you're new to ChatGPT, I kind of covered earlier about the philosophy of how to look at it. Really, it is an extension. I don't play the fear monger kind of a thing. I do believe I don't believe you're going to be left behind. I'm gonna just be honest with that. I will tell you this though, I do believe it's the great divide. I think those who can embrace it are going to do better business better. They're going to be in better energy. They're going to be able to go faster, and the ideas that they have are going to be executed more. And so, however you want to interpret that. That's why this is important. Again, from spell check and grammar to idealization, it's an incredible thing. Cool. So, do everybody here knows how to get to ChatGPT? Am I correct on that? Okay, good. So then I'm going to move on. I am going to tell you, I'm going to go right to an answer on how to use ChatGPT, and then we're going to kind of dissect it a little bit, okay? So the quick start guide, this is going to apply very much to those who've done it before. Those who haven't, this is literally what I say you should do in the beginning. All right, so first of all, a prompt. A prompt is kind of like a request. You're telling chat to do something, okay? And so I would literally enter these prompts. I would open up ChatGPT, and I would right here, this is your job to fill out. And so I would grab 2 pieces of paper. Now, when I say paper, I do have physical paper, so let's say digital paper. I would grab 2 different documents, open up 2 documents. One is going to be your Bible, and one's going to be for this project that you're working on. All right. The Bible is what you put in. This is your chat Bible, your prompt Bible, that you put things that you use over and over again on things you find helpful. And the project one is to isolate that in a separate document so you can work with it offline. And that's very, very, very important. So this is one of the practices that we do. And so your background information, I am this, and I'm doing this. And let's play on a workshop. Okay. Because I love playing on workshops because you're in one right now. So, and I'm going to do, so here's some real things for me. So I'm going to kind of play on my stuff. So I'm teaching a class on AI. It's a workshop, my background, and I actually do put my bio into chat for this. And here's the services that we do. Great. Then I write me a short promo, and it might be an email. I might leave the word promo there. It might be a blog, whatever project you're actually working on. So what you've done so far is you've given chat background information on you, and you're now telling them what you want. Okay. Now there's something very, very important here. It says your goal. Now there is a big difference. I'm going to pause it here for a second. There's a huge difference between a goal and a request. A request is write me an email with these details. And this is a prompt, which is a request. Your goal is, and this is a great goal, I'm teaching this workshop on how to create a promo with AI. My goal is that the average user can get a better understanding and more comfortable using ChatGPT. And my goal is to show them best practices that will actually get the results based on what they want to accomplish. That's information you should put into it. How many people put that much information into it or that perspective? Right? So that is important so that chat knows why it's doing the work. A lot of people use this, go write me an email based on this, which is great. But if you start going, here's what the outcomes I want, not like physically, here's my, or tangibly my email, but I want it to do this. it's going to do a much better job. And what's going to happen is you're going to start getting responses back to you that are more human. Now, then write me a short promo and describe what that promo is. Now, I will tell you, a lot of times I don't put in this extra fill in the blank stuff here. I just say promo, right? Just because I know exactly, I have it dialed in with my prompts that it gets where I need to go. Here's what I love when you talk about a promotion here. And by the way, this is marketing. This is some of our best marketing formulas. Include a brief summary with 3 bullet points speaking to what we're doing. Focus on the desired results and provide 3 different perspectives to capture our audience's different personas. Listen, that's one sentence, but ladies and gentlemen, that's a deep marketing sentence request. All right, and try doing that to your teammate, right? And I want it to be clear. Here we go about the results that this will get them with a high conversion rate. So if you put a little bit about your information about your company, your product, your service, and what you're doing, in this case, a workshop, tell it you want and the goal that you want to get out of it, and then tell it to write your a short promo and copy and paste the rest of this, you have a very dialed in prompt or dialed in request. And I'm going to pause here for a second. If you're asking chat about things that are going to get results, that's an incredible conversation. If you're asking chat, what are the desire of my audience? If you want to go levels deep with just this, and I haven't done the whole page, if you just focus on this part and go, what should I teach that will get them the results? And at the end of that, go, who would be the perfect audience of this? You just dissected your curriculum. You just put a level of assurance that it's going to work, and it just identified who your perfect customer is. So by changing your request and your goals, by doing the information, what you're doing, and give it back to you in a certain way, you're also going to understand your audience, deeper understanding, but you're also going to have something that pretty much you can copy and paste and use in your promotions. I'm going to pause. Does that make sense? Are there questions?
Hey, Rook, I was going to make one comment, and the time is perfect, and it's already made a huge difference by the promo and the goal. So, real world example, I got to start getting ready to prep my daughter for college in a year. So the application process is ready to start happening. But first step is to create her resume, and she wants to dance in college, D1 school. So I've been struggling with the resume. So I said, F this. And this morning, I asked ChatGPT to create a template for a high school senior that's going to be graduating. But I didn't get that specific until about 5 minutes ago, where I put the goal in of dancing for a Division I school. And the format was completely different than the generic, which was, so I wanted to, those little keywords have made
huge.
All the difference.
The tonality, nuances, structure will change based on the outcomes you want. So let me, I appreciate that. So, and I do want to hear other questions. Okay. This, first of all, I have about 90 formulas like this. All of our stuff, you can literally load up into ChatGPT, and it will actually fill out some of the answers for you, if not all of them. The biggest thing that I want you to see is, because I can show you how to enter words into ChatGPT. That's not the conversation. The conversation is, and that's what we're talking about today, is why and how to be focused and how to get the best outcome from it. That best practice is a nuance. And I will tell you, it does come down to this. One of the things that one of the things that I know that chat does, chat helps you, by using chat, get really clear on your directives. Who here sucks with directives? Come on, let's be honest. We're handing over instructions to partners, teammates, and all that stuff. It's kind of, I'm going to raise my hand. I own an agency. I kind of suck at directives sometimes. I've learned how to be really, really good about it. So, and Joe knows Emily, who receives these things. She reads my mind for a reason. She's amazing. It's going to up-level your language, because what you're going to do is you're going to say things that you think are clear. And then you get it back and go, well, that wasn't what I was looking for. And you can see where it was thinking, going, that's important to up-level. You're also going to be able to see how different things that you can utilize with it. you're going to be able to see overall, your marketing practices are going to be better when you, especially when you use our guides. Because if you look at what our guide talks about, it talks about here's some things to do. It also dials into what is normal marketing stuff that most people don't even have the brain. And I want you to hear this. If I give you, and you have the words, exactly what to put in ChatGPT. And by the way, I have a whole Bible on this for myself that I can give you. But if I give you the exact words, all you have to focus on is the goal and the desires of your audience. And that's why you'll see these words repeated a lot. And this is what I mean by you're going to think differently. If all you have to tell, because you know generally what to do here, but you're busy doing the busy work. Let chat do that part, and you focus on make sure it meets the desires. How often do you stop even to think about that for your audience? Does this actually get them the results? What would get them? What else could I add to get them those results? And what are their desires? If you just speak to that, you know that's great marketing language. Now, using our formulas that I've given you, you can now do that within context with using chat to make sure it's always what I call desire speak. What's in it for them? And that's huge. So I want you to see this from, yes, this is what you should be using from chat, but if you want to up-level your marketing, you also need to be using this stuff too. Avel, how are you?
I'm good. I consider myself to be a sophisticated chat GPT user, but I'm learning a lot from you. One of the ways that I use it, so I do a lot of book summary and stuff, and I even have a membership site. So what I will do, I put in my book notes, my actual notes, book notes into chat GPT and ask it to write like the social media post and so on. So it comes up with good information. I get a fair amount of engagement, but I'd like to get more engagement.
Yeah.
So maybe some of this would help. And the other thing is that I do podcasts and I ask chat GPT to come up with my video description. And it sounds nice, but I'm not getting engagement on YouTube, even though it sounds nice.
Was that a question?
Oh, I guess the question is, what can I do? What else can I do? That's the question.
No, repeat the question specifically, though.
Okay, so I know
what you're doing. I know what I know what your desire is. What's the question?
The question is, based on your model, how can I fine-tune what I'm doing to get more engagement? Because you did talk about conversion rate and stuff like that.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Come on. See, this is my rule in life. All right. If you show up, I'm going to give you the world, and y'all showed up. Okay. So I don't know how Elaine wants to handle this. I know this is playback and everybody had an opportunity, but I'm going to do something cool. Is that cool? Is there another question before I geek out on this? Because I have something for you that's going to nail what you just said. You're going to love it. Anybody have any other thoughts before we move forward to something else? Okay. So who here wants to use chat for social media? Okay. All right. Who here struggles with what to say on social media? Okay. Who here struggles making money with social media? Kind of the same thing, right? Because hey, me and Joe were in a workshop this morning and it was two different answers. I'm like, no, I'm great. No one says it that way, but they're like, they were like, I'm not struggling with what to say, but I'm struggling making money. I'm like, how does that equal? Okay. All right. So here's the deal. So this is the bonus thing. Okay. And I'm going to put, this is not at that. So I'm going to put this in chat. Okay. So because you showed up, because you're so awesome, I'm going to give you something that's ridiculously powerful. I'm putting it in the chat right now. So if you want to download this PDF, do so. I told you I got 90 of these formulas I'm sitting on. So that's why my chair's so high. All right. So this is the art of connecting. You have all heard, don't look at it right now. I'm gonna kind of present it to you. I want to tell you why I want you to look at it. And again, I'm going to keep this kind of brief because I want to keep going and I want to serve you. I'm here to serve you all. That's the whole point. So, you know the thing called know, like, and trust. So let's talk about some myths and some crap. Okay, is that cool? Because you got me a little fired up. I love this. Know, like, and trust is real, right? But what people are doing, and you see this, and especially, and I'm going to say in the guru space, where I once was this, then I did this, now I'm this, and so can you. So hire me, right? You've seen that formula, right? It comes from speaking on stage, and the formula works. It's just it's been rubber stamped so much that people are, deaf to it. Make sense? But is everybody familiar with that? Like I was struggling and I was down on my low, but then I figured this out. And now I'm the millionaire in Lamborghinis, and you can too. Buy my course for, you get my point? I know that's an exaggeration, but there's truth to that. So the know, like, you trust, that kind of is supposed to be relating to you. It really doesn't work, not for real relationships. This is what does. And this is what people need to see from you on a mass scale if you're trying to grow massively through your content. And this can be done with paid ads. It can be done with organic blogs. It can be done with your pitch decks. It can be, this is the psychology that gets people into this world with you. Okay. So I put it into, and this is part of our social media series. And I'm just going to go to this one part because there's more information there, but this really nails it. These are the 5 things, if you focus on, that you will get know, like, your trust. And this is if you follow this, your social media is going to be amazing. Now, here's the deal. You might identify, go, well, I do a lot of offers. So then you do focus more on the others, get more in balance. Others might be, I just talk about things, I'm not even talking about business. Switch it. You now kind of know what to focus on. But let me tell you what this is real quick. I'm kind of going to read it to you, but it's bond. People need to bond with you. So that's just you going, hey, I believe this. Now you have people have common beliefs. That's important to have an agreement of common beliefs. Then connect. Now this is where a lot of people go, I was struggling and woe is me, and feel sorry for me, and or I screwed up. And people, it's the hook bait, But what really matters, and the reason why they're doing this, but they don't know how to be human, is they're trying to be human and relatable. No, just be human. And it doesn't have to be a sad story. It can be an encouraging story. Just show something that makes you real. Because that's the first is the know. I know what you do. I know what you believe, right? Now I start to like you because you're real. That's the connection. Then give them. Like, see, I'm showing up now and I'm giving you my best stuff. I don't hold back. These are actual formulas. That's a wow. Give them that someone goes, oh, wow, this is like generous. That generosity is huge to break through all the clutter in sales. And then you have to give them an opportunity. This is sales. This is how you work with me. It doesn't have to be slick and slimy and gross. They just got to know how. And then back it up with credibility. That credibility can be you. That credibility can be testimonials, which is the best case. But if you start doing a post twice a week, once a day, however you feel, one that's bond, then connect, then give opportunity, credibility, and you follow that cycle, you have completed the know, like, and trust and how to convert. Just want to see some faces. Y'all grasp that? Abel, did I nail it for you? Good, because you asked, I want to give it to you because we're family here. Now, ready to level this up? Abel, what would you add to your information right here?
Well, wouldn't it be what I'm trying to accomplish?
Kind of, hold on. Based on what I said, anybody can answer at this point. What would you add? What would be a great idea to add here? And right here. Say all those words that lets, right here, this is it. Copy and paste it. What I stand for, right? If you're doing a human, something that makes them feel like I'm human, lets them know I'm human, however you want to word it, but your goal now includes the bond. It includes the connect. It includes the giveaway. And so when you're talking about the goal is my background, the background is this, and my goal is to write a post that bonds with my audience. See how that works? That connects with my audience. And then I want to be clear about the results that get them and connect with them and bond with them. That's what would change here. So you can literally copy and paste them 90% of what I just showed you. By the way, that would go in your Bible. That's a Word document that you always refer to of your formulas at work. Make sense? Does that nail social media? Who's got a question about that? We just took a left turn, but it's still ChatGPT.
Can you go over that again so it's cemented?
Absolutely.
Like I'm trying to connect that with what I do. So
Well,
it's clear in my
okay,
head.
so there's two things. I haven't dissected what you specifically do. I hear what you're doing with the social media, but the point of this, if you look at the request that you see here, okay, there's an opportunity to connect with ChatGPT with your directives. That's the right, you know, you include this, you include this, you include this. I'm saying work in to what I've written or write another line, because you're not limited necessarily, you are, but not within this case, you'll all be fine. A post that will connect emotionally to them. A post that will let them see what I believe, and so we have an emotional bond. My point is you can go down my list of this formula and add each one of these in a separate request to chat. You're gonna do it 5 times, but it'll start giving you the different social media posts. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes more sense. Is
Yep.
it possible for you to actually do an example? I'm very visual.
Yeah.
Okay.
Near the end, I don't mind doing that.
Okay. Mhm.
I want to make sure we got all the questions, answers, and all that. I have no problem. And by the way, this stuff that you see is from my chat. No, actually, I wrote this part of it, but because there's some of this I didn't write in my guide. Chat did with me. So that's why it's also called Virtue, and I give it credit. So anybody have any questions on the social media? How do you leverage chat and the Bond Connect? We good on that? Cool. All right. Now, I'm going to kind of tell you kind of the workflow. And the philosophy on how to work on a piece of content. So this to the right page, it talks about copy creation, it talks about image creation and design creation. Okay. What you want to enter into ChatGPT, and I've already kind of said this, but this is, you now have it in writing for you as a blueprint, your background information, your goal, and your request. Okay. That's all facilitated here on the quick start side, right? And then what you're going to do is you're going to sit back and see what does chat give you. And then you're going to go back and forth with chat. You don't, so let me give it the reverse scenario. You don't want to say, I want 5 social posts, 3 blogs, 2 emails. You don't want to do all that. You want to do a piece of that so that you can go back and forth on specific things that you want to make sure works. And that back and forth, it would be, hey, I like this, but change this to this. Now apply that kind of an attitude to the rest of this. And I would literally say, let's focus on this section specifically. Again, you're working with a partner in this. So that's what back and forth goes. And once you like it, then you put it back in and say, well, you use it as a model. You put it back and go, the final piece, because you're going to also change some of this in your own documents. You're going to put it back in. You can say things like, hey, make the rest fit the style, tone, and format. And then you'll do that. And so whatever piece of content you're working on, and then you re-enter everything together to make sure all is proofed, spelling, the tonalities there, the styles there. And the reason for that is because you're using chat on one side of your screen and you're using your own Word document on the right side of the screen, tweaking what chat's giving you. So this is a great workflow. And I'm going to end it with these two things so we can go to questions. And for the images, I would ask, describe the perfect images for this or these. And then I enter those into Canva or Adobe Stock. And then you put into your favorite design thing. And so a lot of times what I do is when I take the images, I'll take the keywords and I'll put it, what I do is I put them in Adobe Stock. So the takeaway from that, and you have the formula and make your own, but this is how we do it, because this is the main thing is you're making a request. You told what you're building. I'm doing a big promotional campaign, but right now, write me an email. You see that? See how the first thing, the goal is this is what we're doing, but now just write me an email. Now work that email until you love it. Oh, I like that. Add a little bit more of this. Make it a little bit more humorous. Now, not as cheesy. Make it a little bit more serious. Make sure you focus on the desires a little more. Then you have your perfect email, right? And then you put that in. That becomes part of the background information. Cool. I love this email that we just did. It's perfect. Now write me 3 more and continue the workflow. So the point of that is it's okay to ask it, but once you receive it, you have to massage it. You have to make sure it's good, and then you continue to work with it, because what you're doing is you're training ChatGPT. It's learning within that session what you like. It's just like you would do any junior teammate, anybody, your assistant. It's the same conversation. You wouldn't tell them to write all your year's worth of campaigns. You wouldn't do that. Let's get a couple down right first. Let's really dial in and now make the rest like this. And then that format goes into your Bible. And here's a pro tip. You can say, match this style, tone, and perspective, but apply it to this subject matter. Ladies and gentlemen, now you're rocking and rolling. That's why that Bible's so important. Stephen.
Yeah, just real quick. When you say that you're teaching it, is that per chat?
Yes.
Or okay,
It's
so
per
every
chat.
time I go
It does
into another
not-
chat.
It does not remember. Okay, so great question. It does not at this point, and it changes all the time, but it does not know your account. It just knows per new chat and that silo what's going on. That's why the Bible is important, and referring to it to have your background information copy pastable, because that's something
Okay.
you're going to repeat every time you do a chat.
Right. Okay. So okay, that's good.
Cool.
Thank you.
So Jake,
So explain the Bible a little bit more. Is that's something you continue to
so
build
hold on,
on?
get my altar. No, go. I'm sorry. What? Actually,
Um,
I have one.
Go figure.
I actually have a couple in here. I got my grain nuts, but all right, this is a Bible, my friend. And yes, mine gets used. Joe, I'll tell you one day what these markings are. Meaning, it's funny what I mark. Go ahead, buddy.
So my question is, as you're developing this chat and you're asking it questions, and like you said, you get that email or you get that blog post, are you taking your prompts and putting them into the Bible?
Bible, yeah. So a Bible refers to a reference book of something. It comes, it kind of like comes from Hollywood. In the business world, it really was played well in Hollywood, going, here's all the information about the thing. It has all these great things, like a bunch of, well, hold on. I have a definition of the Bible in this, a Bible. What I write is a collection of your prompts and information that you will use often. Right here. That's under my Speak Geek. But essentially what it is all of you should have a library. And I build mine in formulas of your standard operating procedures, things you do quite often, that kind of stuff. You should make one specifically for chat that has your background information and perfected in a way, by the way, that you feel is perfect, in a way that you like it, that gets you the results that you want, that you feel it's clear what you do. Because it does, how I'm looking at Lane right now. How many times do we have to work on our messages back and forth in networking, right? Can you imagine you working it out in chat first? That's a really, really good technique. So that is what you would copy and paste. So I use the background information often. I'm putting that in the Bible so I know it's readily available to me. These are the best responses that I'm getting. Great. Now, I would also make one document for your projects, right? Because each project has its own uniqueness to it as well. So you're going background information. This is who we are. This is what we do. These are the results we want for our clients. This is what we're doing. And then go, now write me an email to this, write me a social media, but that part is copy pastable in your project. And then you go, wow, this is really getting results. I'm going to remember this, put that, then it goes into your Bible under your favorite promos. Yeah. It's just organization. I guess I could have said that. It's just organization. Other questions? Okay. Yes.
Okay, so
And
one
fundamentally,
thing-
I covered everything I wanted to cover. So I want y'all to feel free. If you're holding back questions, let's do this. I want time for you. I want you to really get comfortable and level this up.
all right. So there's a lot I've had to work with ChatGPT to explain what it is that I do compared to other let's say professions. I've noticed that it is getting, or at least it seems that it's getting better. Does it retain some of that information in a database somewhere, or am I just imagining that it's starting to pick this stuff up?
That's the
And I
question.
guess, you know what, what I want to do
Yeah.
is be able to, let's say, avoid those steps of let's say this is what I do. This is what
Well,
I see in it.
Well, that's your background information. That's what you put into your Bible. So every time you start a project that's dealing with your business, you paste that in. And you can frame it any way you want. Here's a little background information. So when we start working, boom.
Okay. I know there's a new feature where you can share a link. Sharing a link to start a new chat, is that like the same thing?
I've not done that because I have an entire work process that we don't use Google Docs. We don't do that shared stuff.
Okay.
Just to be honest with you.
Got it.
I mean, Pages does it. Notes. I don't. Yeah.
Is that a privacy thing?
From my side, business continuity thing. I like hard documents. I
Okay.
like it sitting in a job folder. I name perspective, and I have like 9 backups. Some in my fire safe in my house. Some on the cloud. Yeah,
Right.
I've been doing this for a while, man. Yeah, it's not bad, but I mean, when you start scaling to a company, that's going to be problematic. Meaning,
Right.
when you have 5 or more people that you need to share, that's really hard to scale that, in my opinion. Was that good?
Yeah, that was
Okay.
excellent.
All right, cool. What else? Yes, Lane.
It's a lot of info. Gotta practice.
Yeah.
Very
I did have some other things I just kind of wanted to hit, but I just want to make sure that I'm covering what y'all wanted to know first. So everybody good with questions so far?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a couple. Okay, so rabbit hole. So this is let me show this. I'll show this. So this is ChatGPT. By by the hands on your body, raise them. How many of you have the paid subscription for ChatGPT? It's $20 a month. Okay. I don't want to make it really weird, really weird. I really want to see this again. So I stopped sharing. Who here has the paid ChatGPT subscriptions? Really? Okay. Okay, so your whole world's going to change. All right, so I don't know why you would not want to subscribe to it. I'm sure because it's money, it's recurring, and I know how people feel about that. Okay, so if you're not using the paid version, which is ChatGPT Plus, it's only $20. The difference is, and this is what they say, and I never used 3.5. The difference is you're working with a 3-year-old, where me and Steven are working with an 11-year-old. It's a big difference. When you, and that's why kind of, Steven, you were saying, was it learning kind of a thing? See, now you're on a different thing there. I don't know. First of all, I'm not worried about the privacy stuff. I'm just seriously, honestly, I'm not. And I buy stuff off TikTok and Instagram, so I'm glad they know my algorithm. You know, the greatest stuff too. So, and I know I'm different. It doesn't share your privacy, and it doesn't cross-pollinate your stuff, supposedly. And as far as I know, within your channels, it doesn't cross-pollinate within your account, as far as I know. However, if you are maturing your language and your requests and all that, and you're using some of the things it's giving you back, you're now talking, I'm just going to say this, you're now probably talking more clearly and more more in sync, more universal, that it understands you more to give you better answers. Possibly. That's what I would say. But I will tell you, ladies and gentlemen, plus is the intuitiveness. It's the power that chat is. I also do chat, tell you to use Chat Plus and chat over the other stuff. And there's others that do different things. And there's niche websites that use it. Generally, as of today, they're all using 3.5. They're not using the super intuitive ChatGPT 4, which is the groundbreaking revolution. It will have a conversation with you. You're missing the intuitiveness and the magic of chat if you're not using the new chat. So it's night and day. What you're getting is standard responses. When you get the other, it's more thinking. The machine learning is really dialed in. You could not say, I don't think you can do this. Meaning, I've only been, so I really don't use 3.5 often. I do only because you can get up to 25 requests every 3 hours, right? So I'll burn through mine. And I'm like, okay, let me go through a 3.5. I'm gonna go, okay, this is gross. I'll wait a couple of hours because I don't want to do it this way. But if I put something up, go, hey, I like the tone and style of this, make me something like that. That intuitiveness is what you're missing out on. I believe so, because that's what I personally found. But I know the intuitiveness is not there, and that would fall into that category. So you gotta do plus. Now here's some deep rabbit holes. I'm gonna touch this on 2 seconds. So you got 3.5, which is normal. 4 is amazing. And 4 now searches with Bing. It also has plugins. And these plugins will search within chat and also interact with chat. Just give it a second. This is why they only give you 25 requests every couple hours. Oh, it was showing it. And the magic of a live demo with someone else's technology. All right, there we go. So it's populating. So these are the most popular right now, but it will do chat. Like, this is really cool. Ask your PDF. This is amazing. You can upload your PDF to askyourpdf.com, and you do it through chat. It prompts you to go out of chat for a second. You put the number back in, and it has scanned your PDF, and it will go, now that I know all the information you're asked, what would you like to know? That's why I tell you, the way I've written my formulas, even going back in history, is 100% chat GPT effective, interchangeable. So these plugins are really, really cool. That's a deep rabbit hole. And there's, it goes on. There's a lot of plugins. And that's the super game changer, to be honest with you. Because now you have the most latest version of chat, the intuitiveness with all these little niche things that you might want to do. And by the way, I only keep mine to like 4. 2 I'm experimenting, and the PDF one is, and live search is the other, is what I really do, live web search. So that's kind of what chat looks like. Any other questions?
Pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
It's totally cool. So how, like, I could see myself spending the entire day, the entire
Yep.
week. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
I mean, I have trouble staying on top of what I put on, what I put up for the company on LinkedIn.
Well, so I appreciate that. So there is, you're talking about a whole another conversation. Okay. So ding, 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 ding. Let me grab something for you. Because this kind of comes into another scenario. All right, so I'm going to put in here. This I will not harp on, but I want to show this to you because I also want to give you extreme permission to play. I hope you understand. I play, right? We all kind of get that. I am literally just a child, and I literally play, like all day and all the time. That's all I do. And marketing is a game. Business is a game. I mean, I told y'all I have a Star Wars room, right? That's 1,400 square feet full of toys. They're out of the box. Just like they're out of the box. I literally play, make noises, and it's mostly D&D at this point because we moved all the bases. My team, I have a Star Wars team. It's a whole nother conversation. That comes to my house and sets my toys up. Put all the bases aside to play that. I mean, it's really, really, really big deal to me. All right. So first of all, this is what I want to say. I want you to play. I want you to experiment with chat. I want you to set a time and go, I'm just going to, no business agenda. I'm going to see what the heck this does. That's half the problem that people have is they don't allow themselves to play. Okay. They're always, well, how can I use this business? Shut the business stuff off. Right. Then you come back and go, now that I kind of know and I'm kind of like energized, I can see some possibilities. And you can do this per project, ladies and gentlemen. One of the things I love doing this. You have to have the new one for this or the latest version. So I'm doing this kind of workshop. I want them to get these kind of results. This is kind of where they are within the, their cycle of their business. And I'm going to teach about this kind of technology. What would you do with that? That's it. I will ask the open question. And when I get back, it's great. I go, in my mind, no. Yeah. Oh, that's good. I like that perspective. And then I take that and move forward. The rest I don't. So playing is really, really important. And then you come back, and here's the thing with the focus. That's the challenge. Now, I want you to write my LinkedIn post. Write me 3 links. Here's the background information. Here's the background information, and paste it from your library. I would like to write 3 LinkedIn posts based on the subject. Me, I like it to go make a short summary, 3 to 6 bullet points, 3 to 5 bullet points, odd numbers. So then, boom, you're done. But see, the difference here, PM, is you're no longer thinking, what should I say and how do I write and all the nuances and all that stuff. You're now directing it. So you will have more time to copy and paste that into LinkedIn. That's what I really want you to get from this, the freedom to be you. Because this person's, you heard me just call it a person.
Yeah, that really hits the
with
nail
you.
on the head. Yeah.
So here's one of my greatest things I can give. What the second most important thing I give to entrepreneurs, okay? By the way, an entrepreneur is a crazy, cool, wild business owner. And, so I am one. So this is the entrepreneur calendar. Okay. I'm not going to take you through all this. It's totally interactive, like all my my guides worksheets are. Okay. What I want you to see from this, and this is based on something that works, especially within sales. Okay. There's 2 things I want you to see. Theme your days. Mondays are my business days. I look at my financial reports, my predictive cash flow, my bills that going out, 30 days, what I payables. My CFO gives it to me so I know coming in Mondays, I'm going to have, I got to have my number hat on. I get my reports from my sales teams, the whole 9 yards. Okay. Tuesdays is sales and production. So I get that hat on. All right. Today I'm going to wake up. I'll produce some cool stuff. Wednesdays, we hang out with the clients. Cool. I know it's going to be client day, so I know how to prep that. Fridays are dream time. Saturday are dream times. Sunday rest. So I know Friday, I get to turn on the music. I don't have to report to anybody. I get to play all day. I want you to theme. By the way, so y'all in sales, I know I got 2 minutes. Those who are in sales, and sales is not a bad word. Just don't be gross about it. You know, if you're trying to sell somebody on a Friday, by this calendar, be more uppity, because no one's thinking about work. They're thinking about the weekend. You kind of get that. The next thing I would tell you to do, and this is the biggest tip I can give you, Lane, we were talking about this earlier. Y'all have this, right, in chat? Yes. Do you have this in chat? Yes, yes. Is I wake up naturally around average 3 o'clock in the morning. I get into my studio and I just play. That's your protected time. So if you take your protected time before people need you, before you have to make calls and be on a Zoom, that 6 a.m. to 8 a.m., and you work on the future of your company, and then the rest of the day, you work on now, money now, that will transform your business like this. And this is the magic you'll get that from this. You'll be on fire throughout the rest of your day. Because I play with chat. I got some of those posts done. I see the future where my company's going. Do you know how infectious that is to get clients? Infectious that is to direct your teams, and how many for you? It's how I work, and I say play at least 80 hours a week like this nonstop. I live my work. Work is not my life. I live my work. So I share that with you. You need to play. And then you got to go during do you see this? Then you go, today I got to write the promos. Today, I just got to have fun. So follow that calendar. It's really, really good. Cool?
Very cool. We're gonna have to
That's
do a
bonuses.
follow-up on this for sure.
Yeah, very cool. Thank you.
Awesome.
Feeling
Well, I
very
got-
energized.
Yeah, it's a lot of great information. Can't
Yep.
wait to play.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna be
Let me say
using
this real
that-
quick. Y'all have my email. Y'all know Joe. Joe's with us. So if y'all want to know more about what we do, you have any questions, what it looks like to play in our world, because we do this every week with like people all the time, and the agency does everything for you as well. Those are kind of your options. You can come play with us, or we can just do it for you and sit back as CEO. It's beautiful. Go ahead, Lane. That's my quick plug. Wasn't it easy?
It was no, it was fantastic. I got to jump to a 2 o'clock meeting. It was an amazing hour. It went way too fast. But thank you everybody for coming. Looking forward to seeing everybody Thursday. We got a great lineup, and it's our happiest hour of the week. So we'll see you guys in a few days.
Thank you all. Thank you for
Thank
being
you.
here. Appreciate it.